I'm Mugs McConnell, and this is Snippets of Yoga Philosophy. I wanted to talk to you about the 6 kinds of poses for a balanced yoga asana session. So even if you just did 6 kinds of poses, they would work on your body systems and the spinal column in all these different directions. So these 6 kinds of poses are forward bend, back bend, side bend, twist, inversion, and balance poses. And if you incorporate all these, then you'll get all the various movements of the spine, and each different movement works on balancing the muscular system by moving the muscles in different directions, the endocrine system by the massage occurring in the pressure of different endocrine glands, etc. So very wise thinking on the part of our yoga masters of the past. So in all of our classes at SOYA, we ensure that we have these 6 kinds of poses built into each of the classes. So as a simple example, even being here on the mat, a side bend can be Sukhasana, just a gentle side bend. You can do this in a chair or on the floor, and now you're getting a lateral stretch to the spine. And a twist, you can twist on the floor or in a chair or standing even against the wall. And this is giving a nice ringing of the spine and through the mid part of the body. It's great for the nervous system because along the spine is the spinal cord, and all these nerves are expanding out from there and going to our vital organs. A forward bend is where we would be folding forward in this kind of way. It can be standing, it can be in a chair, it can be on the floor, but we are lengthening in the back body and closing in the front body. Forward bends are quite introverted poses, introspective poses, but we get this length in the back body while the front body is compressed. A back bend is going in the opposite way. We're expanding in the front body and the back body is contracting. So there's many different back bends. Your Sphinx pose is a back bend, coming up into Cobra, and you can see how the front of the body is lengthening open here. And now for an inversion, an inverted pose is where your head is lower than your heart. So downward facing dog is called an inverted pose because your head is lower than the heart. In classical yoga texts, this is called mountain pose because it's representative of Mount Meru, and Mount Meru is the pinnacle of all of the universes. So I like to think of this pose more as a mountain pose than a downward facing dog, but that's just a sideline here for the inversion. Inversions give you a different perspective because now you are looking at things from a different angle. So if you're feeling a little stuck in your attitude, get a little bit upside down and it may help to shift that. Alternatively, the last one is a balance pose, and so balance poses really help us to focus the mind, and they get more and more important as we age because we don't want to fall. So balance poses, even if they're challenging and difficult for you, are very good to do. Simple example of a balance pose, not a simple pose, but a simple example, is the Navasana or boat pose, where you can even just raise one leg up and then the other leg up. If you're able, you can lift both up, you can extend the legs, and I'm balancing here on my hips, and I have to focus in order to hold that balance. There's lots of balance poses that are standing or handstand, headstand, tree pose, eagle pose. So lots of different options for balance poses to integrate into your practice. So just to summarize this, for the balancing of the bodily systems and to create a balanced yoga class or yoga practice, in each one of your sessions, if you can include a forward bend, a back bend, a side bend, a twist, an inversion, and a balance pose, then that will help you to have a very nicely rounded out practice session. And this is passed down. I learned this from the Shivananda yoga system. So for many, many years, the teachers have been aware of how we want to balance these bodily systems in the best way we can. I hope you've enjoyed this session. This is a retake because the other one had terrible sound on it. I hope this one is better. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.